Hi, this is the incomparable Lance Moss from YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV, and you're watching The Wrestle Gamer on WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer, WWE. As you can see, I got a couple of people joining me for this week's Friday Night Smackdown review for the week of February 7th, 2014. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively on YouTube.com/HWR Show. He is the Illuminous One, the Shining Star, Rick Starr. Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good aside from my goddamn webcam working. Well, also because I'm right now walking around my living room butt naked, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, definitely. Well, he just stepped down for a minute, but he will be joining us very shortly, the Bay Area MVP known as well. So let's get right off the bat. Daniel Bryan coming out to the ring to basically call out corporate Kane, to try to get him to ditch the corporate suit, put back on the mask, and be the devil's favorite demon. And Kane said, "No, I'm happy with the way my current life is." And then makes a match, which I knew right off the bat was really going to be epic, Rick. Antonio Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. Knowing how well these two guys can work, just hearing that right off the bat, it really got me a little excited for that match.
Absolutely. I was definitely looking forward to that match. And as far as what Daniel Bryan was trying to do by trying to get Kane to, get him back, I didn't think that obviously that was going to happen. But it was definitely a great little segment as far as Kane ever going back to the Monster Kane. Never going to happen. I think the reason why Kane wanted to get away from that whole gimmick is because, let's face it, he's going to be retiring very soon, and the best thing to do right now is he wants to, the politics is to show that, hey, I can wear the shirt and tie when in real life, and, in politics, you don't want to be walking around, as a demon, with fire and flames.
Definitely. Opening match this week on Friday Night Smackdown featured Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, coincidentally, teaming up for the very first time in tag team action. Not six-man tag team action, just regular tag team action. Taking on Kofi, Kingston, and Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins on commentary. They had Michael Cole kind of trying to play up the angle that the Shield, was problems between Ambrose and Reigns, and they had Rollins on there who did a pretty good job staying up with it, trying to keep up with the commentary and whatnot. Very interesting ending though. Reigns hits the Superman punch and the spear on Dolph Ziggler, and then tags Ambrose and tells him to make the pin. So, again, kind of lead me to believe that we might see something of a breakup, if not at the Elimination Chamber, really soon involving Reigns and Ambrose. But, again, one thing I really got to say, is I love this build-up between the Wyatt family and the Shield. I mean, if they're going to continue to build the way they're doing, especially with these cryptic promos and these vignettes that they're doing, Bray Wyatt saying, "You think I'm a facade? If only you could see the monster behind my eyes, you would then know how real I am." I don't know where they picked up on Luke Harper doing creepy whistling, but to me, it kind of adds to the promo. Well, what do you think?
Well, for this one has Dean Ambrose, according to Bray Wyatt, as the one that you would think that as the monster he truly is, if you caught the last of what Bray was saying. But I mean, I just can't wait for this matchup at the Chamber. This should have happened months ago? 3 months ago? Yeah, I'll say 3 months ago. But, overall match, pretty good. Reigns doing this thing, and poor Kofi and Dolph. Just poor Kofi and Dolph. Match 3.5, and I just want this match to happen.
Well, up next, as a follow-up to what happened on Monday Night Raw with Sheamus defeating Curtis Axel, we had Sheamus and Ryback, and I gotta say, not that bad of a match. I mean, some unique counters. I've never seen the Brogue kick being countered into a power bomb before, and they pulled that spot off beautifully. And right when Ryback was looking for the meat hook clothesline, Sheamus counters with the Brogue kick, getting the win. I gotta say, not that bad of a match. And Sheamus really on his comeback, looking in really good shape. Looking in really good shape. But up next, a matchup to talk about a bit. Daniel Bryan and Antonio Cesaro. Wow. This matchup, Rick, did not disappoint in the slightest.
No, actually, believe it or not, I have to agree with you. In my opinion, this match stole the show by far. This should have been a main event match, but it was not. I think just for the fact that Randy Orton, neither man was the world champion. But other than that, phenomenal match on every single level.
Did anyone catch that
5-star match?
Did anyone kind of notice that Daniel Bryan kind of stole Sin Cara's original finisher with doing that tilt-a-whirl crossover into the yes lock?
That was a nice move, yes. Very nice.
Yeah, but apparently WWE seems to be building something between the former members of Team Hell No, as we saw after the match, Cesaro hitting the neutralizer on Bryan, which then allowed Kane to casually walk into the ring and chokeslam Bryan. So if they weren't really, if they can't really work an angle now with Kane and CM Punk, why not do the next best thing and do Kane and Daniel Bryan, the battle of the former Team Hell No members? It kind of makes sense to me. But up next, AJ Lee taking on Nikki Bella. Normally, I would yawn on this match, but AJ Lee, decent talent. Nikki Bella always improving, and this wasn't that bad of a match. But the turning point came when Nikki was trying to look like AJ into Tamina. It ended up with Brie taking the run for it. Nikki, obviously concerned for Brie, took her eye off the ball. AJ kicked the middle rope into her throat, what it looked like, and then locked on the Black Widow to get the win. AJ Lee wins the match. Another thing to kind of address on, a lot of fans are wondering, why WWE, personally me, was breaking up another set tag team between Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. For them turning Titus heel didn't look like that much of a character change, as we saw in the backstage segment, but Darren Young, a house of fire, something I've never really seen out of Darren Young, is a fire, in a fight like that. And to me, one thing I have said in the past, Will, is, it's another feud started between ex-tag team partners. It's something we've seen before, but on the same token, it's something that has always worked. And you think about, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. There were countless other tag team breakups that ended up being long-standing rivalries. We could have a possibly one with Daniel Bryan and Kane, and now we're going to have one with Darren and Titus O'Neil. And I got to say, I'm looking forward to what they do.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you listen to one of his interviews that he had about a couple days ago, or right before his match on SmackDown, Titus always said since it's NXT, he always wants to go for success. He thrives to go for the gold. And, the only reason why he turned on Darren, because he said, I'm always a champion, and I'm gonna be a champion. So, this wasn't a pure shock. It wasn't that,
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one, especially with the fact that you have to expect Darren Young to gain revenge at some point in time for what Titus O'Neil did to him in the ring last week, and why not have it as a backstage segment to kind of add fuel to the fire?
Yeah, but also there's one element I forgot to mention too, that, the way that they had this built up for Titus to make him heel makes it think that now he wants to go on a full-fledged singles run for, a U.S. title, or if with good balance, maybe a world title match. But, right now, with this feud against D. Young, I mean, this is going to be very, very interesting. And you said it just now that, former good tag teams make better rivals. So I'm looking forward to this.
Can I chime in on this one on the subject? Because I've noticed that one thing with tag teams, if you look at what happens with tag teams that break up, one rises to the top, one falls away into nothingness. We talked about HBK and Marty Jannetty. Where's HBK now? Hall of Fame. Where's Marty Jannetty now?
Working the indies.
Rest my case. And you know what? That's not the only tag team where that's happened. Look at Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hart. Same situation.
Yeah, they only had like a very short-standing rivalry, especially when Owen Hart had turned heel. Jim the Anvil Neidhart had sided with Owen at that time, but WWF never really, panned into that, a battle of the Hart Foundation. They never really sought out for that. But anyway,
when they split.
Yeah.
Okay.
But up next we had what I would like to call the Battle of the Bizarres. Bray Wyatt and Goldust. Cut and dry match, what you expect, with the Wyatt family being pushed towards the Elimination Chamber with their matchup with the Shield would get the win. And then, like I said, something that I've purely enjoyed seeing out of WWE and the way creative is working this is, they're having the Wyatt family and the Shield cut these promos in their style, always on the Titantron. As we resume on, like I say, it's something I already stated earlier in the review. This feud, internet wrestling fans have been wanting to see a feud between the Shield and the Wyatt family for the longest time. And now we're finally going to see an encounter. It's something, again, I restated on the Monday Night Raw review. I even said this on Facebook, is I can only hope that the matchup can live up to the hype that the fans want it to be. I guess the only way we can tell that, guys and gals, is by waiting for the Elimination Chamber. But up next, we're going to finally get to the main event. And it's a renewal of an old rivalry in the WWE as Randy Orton took on Christian. I gotta say, a lot of fans, me included, are glad to see Christian back, and I gotta say, well, Christian did look in top 4.
Well, you know what?
I do apologize. I did not really realize that Will here was occupied about that. Hello to Will's friend there if he wants to say hi. But but like I was saying, Rick, Christian looked in pretty decent form on Friday Night Smackdown. Wouldn't you agree?
I would not really agree. I'm going to say this match really didn't do it for me. I thought this match was kind of a very mediocre match. It was kind of a bland match. And I kind of knew who was going to win, and it wasn't going to be Christian. It was for a man who's supposed to be on his A game, he just really I wasn't really entertained. It was just a level. It was a level 3 match. Nothing special.
Let me ask you this. Is it somewhat reminiscent of their SummerSlam match when they had Randy Orton defending against Christian?
I wouldn't call it a pay-per-view quality match. No, it's. I guess it was just like I said. It was just very. Predictable. I walked in, he's going to get his ass kicked, he's going to lose, and it's going to be a 1-2-3. It didn't do it for me at all. That should have been the top of the hour match. And just because Randy Orton was a champion, they had to make it the main event. And I get it. That's why, because it was the main event, but it wasn't a main event quality match.
Well, on that note, guys and gals, it is time to go into our overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown. There are no fan reviews this week for Friday Night Smackdown since no one submitted any to Facebook.com/WGS-TV. But whenever there is a fan review submitted to the Facebook page. They will always get read out loud here on the review, like our friend Nathan did on the Impact Wrestling review. He sent in his review, got it read out loud on the official Impact review. So whenever you guys send in your official reviews on the Facebook page, they will get read out loud. Now, on the overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown, hands down, best match of the night goes to Daniel Bryan and Antonio Cesaro. Knowing how well these two work in the ring against other people and how well they worked and gelled against each other in this matchup. I mean, normally we've seen Daniel, I have never seen a crossbody, or the flying goat, as JBL likes to call it, being countered by the Antonio Cesaro uppercut. Whenever he thinks of a new way to hit that uppercut, it's always something to behold, even though fans were a little bit disappointed that they didn't get to see the Cesaro swing. I gotta say, worst match, if I have to call it that, you know, not just I have to go to Christian and Randy Orton. It was the feeling I got from their match. It was really reminiscent of a matchup they had a couple of years ago, like knee deep in their rivalry. Like when I think it was when Christian turned heel. It was like right after he won the title, he was forced to defend it against Randy Orton and whatnot, and you know, it's like knee deep in that feud, and he had his rematch on a SummerSlam. You know, the finish of that match was exactly the same as they did at SummerSlam, if I remember correctly. Crossbody being countered into an RKO. You know, they did that a couple of years ago. They did that last night on SmackDown. You know, I was expecting to see a little bit something better than what they did a couple of years ago, but it just wasn't enough. So overall score on Friday Night Smackdown this week is going to get a, despite one bad point with the main event, it's still going to get a 3.5 out of 5 from me. Over to Rick Starr and let's find out his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown.
You know, Billy, I have to agree with you right down the line. First off, overall score is 3.5 out of 5. You know, it wasn't a bad SmackDown, but it wasn't an overall phenomenal SmackDown either. Best match, again, you know, the Bryan Cesaro match really shined for me, no pun intended. As well as the worst match, and it really wasn't. There was nothing really great about this match, and they could have really done something a lot better for the guy, two guys who've been in the business for so long, who was trying to push the Elimination Chamber, who's trying to put, especially now with CM Punk walking away, they're trying to, push up the talent a little bit more and inspire the talent a little bit more. They really didn't do that for me. Or anybody else. I'm sure for anybody else in the matter, they just kind of just said, okay, let's just tread water. And that's exactly what they did with this match. So, and that's the Orton, Christian match is what I'm talking about, obviously.
Yeah. All right, and if he's there, the Bay Area MVP known as Will, let's go over to him and get his overall scores and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown.
Yes, I'm still here, and I apologize for my brother being damn nosy. Overall, I'll give SmackDown a 3. Best match, it was, of course, the Bryan Cesaro match. Worst match, Bray Wyatt versus Goldust. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I just wasn't impressed by it by far. And like I've said since September of last year, Luke Harper is the threshold of the Wyatt family. He's been getting more of the attention than him or Eric Rowan, and that cannot be denied. I mean, not to take it away from the Randy Orton Christian match, but Rick already took everything I was going to say about it. Thank you, Rick. But, yeah.
I do my best.
And that's pretty much it.
All right, and by the way, Will, for some reason your cam is not on our end. I can't see you. It's just the still image of your picture. But, anyway, guys and gals, what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, I'm pretty sure your brother is shy, is what did you think of Friday Night Smackdown? What are your overall scores and what are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown. We definitely want to hear from you guys out there. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, you can always check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And anytime you want to listen to our shows or watch any tribute videos or any other little funny videos we got coming up, check us over at youtube.com/HWR Show.
And ladies and gentlemen, he plans on assisting me on the violently murder plot I have for James and the Big Easy for going to Comic-Con and meeting AJ Lee behind our backs. He's the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Will, what you got coming up?
Like I said, I'm going to buy a plane ticket to New Orleans and beat the shit out of James for everybody.
For the question, did James ever ask AJ Lee if CM Punk did in fact walk out of Comic-Con?
Well, just a note here on the video is what I was been told for everybody on that particular Q&A. They instructed everybody to not mention CM Punk, period.
Well, I know that, but that's why I'm asking. He still asked the question.
I don't know. He didn't tell me. He didn't tell me, but for some reason he wanted AJ Lee to meet his Pikachu. I don't know why. But anyway, fans.
Yes, of course.
Don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network if you haven't already. So on that note, guys and gals, for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr, the Bay Area MVP known as Will, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Bully Bujo, saying thank you very much for watching.
We have a news flash. CM Punk did not actually quit the WWE. He's actually heading down to meet Billy so we can get a chair shot.